So a little known fact you may or may not know about me, I love to voice act. Ever since I was a preteen applying for casting calls with my prepubescent voice and Turtle Beach microphone that sounded like I was talking in a microwave, even though those auditions were pretty bad, I loved it, and someone I knew who unfortunately passed away pushed me to continue to voice act and improve myself, which I slowly but surely did. But there's something that I feel I must share, as I've experienced a good portion of the community and what it has to offer. Voice acting fucking sucks. Yeah, you thought I was gonna say some heartfelt shit? No, I fucking hate voice acting so much, and lately it's been more and more difficult to tolerate a lot of the bullshit that lies within the community, the websites, anything you can think of. Now please keep in mind, that's not to say voice acting or the community as a whole is shit. There are a lot of talented people that I have met along the way, and some genuinely nice people that I've interacted with, and in this video, anything that I say is not directed to anyone that I have worked with and have had the pleasure of talking to. I'm mainly talking about everything else, the other half of the community, websites, some of the industry standards, and even professional voice actors. Yes, I'm fucking serious. Even professional voice actors, who I recommend looking up to, have had a part in this bullshit. Where do we even begin? Let's start with... You gotta keep in mind that I've been applying for casting calls and auditioning for quite some time. So where do you go? Well, you can search on YouTube, Twitter, maybe even on Google, but the main website that most voice actors have used is Casting Call Club. Fuck Casting Call Club. I fucking hate this website. There's so many issues that I have with it, and the first being... To fully understand my frustrations with the new design of Casting Call Club, we're going to be using the Wayback Machine to see what the original design looked like. Alright, so here we have the old design, simple and clean. On the left, you'll see you can set parameters that exactly fit your needs for your casting calls. And on your right, you'll see an entire list of casting calls. You can see how many roles there are for each gender, how many auditions, and the due date. Look nice? Now here's the latest design. What the fuck is this? On the left-hand side, you'll see that most of the same parameters are there. In fact, it's a bit improved, offering different roles such as artist, singer, etc. But what confuses me is where are the basic parameters, like setting a gender or simplifying your search to one result? Well, that's in the advanced filter. Why is this in the advanced filter? If anything, it should be the other way around. What dick-brained idiot thought gender should be an advanced search? Now here's another thing that confuses me. You see this? What does this look like to you? To me, it looks like voice actors that have already gotten those roles. I mean, to me, that looks like a profile picture, the role that they have, and at first, this looked like a username. But you want to know what this is? That's the actual role. Yeah, this is the actual role in the fucking project. Unless you actually open the casting call, you'd assume those roles have already been taken and it's showcasing how many people are in the project. What happened to this? Was this not enough? Did you really have to needlessly complicate things by doing shit like this? What is the fucking point of having roles showcased at the front page with the casting call? Project rating? What does that even fucking mean? And how does it raise, lower, or affect the credibility of a project? Is that a small description of the project? Well, there's no fucking point in having that if I can't see the entire thing. Wouldn't a title have been enough? Featured? What's the fucking point of having featured casting calls if anyone can do it? Shouldn't they be reserved for more projects with a bit more competence? Quarantine pricing? So now we're profiting off a massive pandemic that has taken hundreds of thousands of lives, all for the sake of voice acting? How do people still use this website? What a fucking embarrassment to say that this is the primary way to audition for casting calls. As previously stated, Casting Call Club is the main hub for auditions. You won't find nearly as many results on Google, YouTube, or Twitter. I've heard that Behind the Voice Actors has a page for casting calls, but it's not nearly as used as this website. With so many people using this website, surely there's a large variety of projects you can apply for. Except they're all shit. Seriously, for as large as Casting Call Club is, it's unbelievable how many shit casting calls there are on this website. Some of the ones that I've seen on the front page under featured are Minecraft roleplays, My Little Pony projects, musicals, which nothing against you if that's what you're looking for. I just figured most people on this website are looking for projects that utilize their acting, as well as small one-time comic dubs. Now, if this is what you're primarily looking for, then Casting Call Club is for you. But what about the people like me that want to be on long-term projects? How about an indie game? Why is it so hard to find a project with some professionalism to it? Do I really have to subject myself to voicing a Minecraft roleplay just to gain experience? At that point, you might as well just start your own projects. There's no fucking point. But enough about Casting Call Club. Let's now talk about... Listen, I'm not going to harp too much on this. I'm just going to share one fact that is common amongst voice actors. When applying for roles in higher quality productions, it's recommended that you don't list abridged series or fan dubs as projects you've worked on. May I ask why? What does that have to do with anything? The scope of work should not define the voice actor's talent. And I get it, it can be seen as unprofessional. But let me ask this. How else are you supposed to showcase what you're capable of as a voice actor? Do you want to know what industry standard voice actors recommend? They recommend being a part of indie games, audiobooks, shit like that. Now that's fine and all, except for the fucking fact that you'd have better luck finding dinosaurs than landing a role in an indie game or audiobook. Not only are they impossible to find unless you pay money to have an agent, good luck trying to get the role with hundreds upon thousands of people applying for the same role and having a majority of them being more qualified than you, dickhead. I'd like to rewind a little bit back to this tweet by voice actor Brittany Lauda. She made a tweet that stirred the pot a little bit in the community, and primarily the reason why I've decided to make this video. The tweet is as followed. Fan dubs are not legal. You are distributing content you do not own. There are no professional fan dubs. If you advertise fan dubs, partake in them, and put them on your resume, you look unprofessional. Let's ignore the fact that she had to make 12 additional tweets trying to make herself not look like a pretentious cunt. Let's take a closer look. Fan dubs are perfectly legal, and 9 times out of 10 would pass in the court of law as fair use. Ultimately, it's up to the judge to decide whether it's fair use or not, but again, 9 times out of 10, it's completely legal to make a fan dub. Now don't get me wrong, there are 2 categories to this, abridged series and actual fan dubs. Abridged series fall under fair use almost 100% of the time because, as fair use states, transformative uses are those that add something new, with a further purpose or different character, and do not substitute for the original use of the work. Abridged series absolutely follow these guidelines. How do you think big name stuff such as Dragon Ball Z Abridged and Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged are still being made to this day? In fact, those are professionally made fan dubs. There is nothing wrong with making and or partaking in an abridged series. Do not let voice actors like these tell you otherwise. Fan dubs, on the other hand, are a little trickier to determine if it qualifies as fair use. Once again, it's ultimately up for the judge to decide if the selected media falls under fair use. Take, for example, my fan dub, Bakuman Psycho. Bakuman is an anime that will never get an official dub from any sort of company similar to Funimation. So I decided to take the liberty and work on dubbing the entire series. The process is as followed. All sound effects are removed and replaced. Most of the script is rewritten. All of the voice cast is obviously replaced. Some scenes are altered, some music is changed, and the most important part, absolutely no profit is being made from the series, and there is a disclaimer at the beginning of every single episode that states to support the official release and that we are not affiliated with any of the companies that own Bakuman. With that being said, do you think that falls under fair use? Another main factor into copyright and fair use is profiting off of it, which we never had any intentions of doing. Personally, I define this as transformative because we're recreating a lot of stuff like sound effects and scripts. This is subject to debate, and I can see how a fan dub of an already existing dub could be more troublesome. But with that being said, I don't see how any of this shit is deemed illegal or unprofessional. Let it be known that if I put my fan dub as a reference on a video editing resume, they would gladly acknowledge it and accept it as my work. But I guess since voice acting is such a pristine and pretentious career, they deem work like that unprofessional. That's fucking bullshit. Some of the worst people I have interacted with come from the voice acting community. There are so many people who think they're high and mighty because they voiced an extra with 2 lines in an obscure anime nobody watched. Then there's some people who just think they're all that because they have such a good voice. Ooh, look at me, I can talk really deep and do a deep anime voice. Like, what the fuck, are you kidding me? Listen, if you want to partake in this community and become a voice actor, there is an unhealthy amount of competition and belittling others. Trust me when I say this, I have seen the worst of it. I have partaken in the worst of it, and it is incredibly difficult to find that threshold of genuinely good people who just want to have fun. Whatever happened to just putting yourself out there and having fun? It's like a fucking war zone out there. Stop following advice from dickheads like these. If you're really that scared of your public profile being tarnished or tainted by fan dubs, then just go under a different alias and apply for them. I can promise you, you will have no luck trying to go for something like an indie game or audiobook if you're just a new-time voice actor or someone who's little. If you really think it's best for a voice actor to twiddle their dick while trying to essentially win the lottery, you're fucking delusional. If you are a company that looks down on people having fun and getting their feet on the ground being featured in fan dubs, you're just as fucking delusional and a terrible company to work with. Buying voice acting classes that cost close to $200 will not make you a better voice actor, and you can find tutorials for free on YouTube. Stop being manipulated by these websites and hire figures. They just don't want you in their stomping grounds and have potential competition in the future. And all they want to do is try to discourage people from learning and expressing themselves creatively. Anyhow, thanks for watching this video. If you have any statements or questions you'd like to ask, I'd be happy to try and respond to them down in the comments below. Till then, I hope to see you next time on the next video.